So what do you do with your old tea bags? I have a fantastic idea today that I'd like to share with you. And so please just sit back and relax and enjoy it. We're going to be using old tea bags to make cards. Welcome to my channel. My name is Colleen and my channel is Crafts at Home. So let's get started. The first thing that you're going to need to do is to collect your tea bags and dry them out. It's very important that you dry them because you're going to need to open them at the back by cutting this open to get the tea leaves out. And you want to do this when it's dry. It's much easier, trust me. You're going to then trim away all these little flaps on the side, and you will see that normal Ceylon tea or breakfast tea is quite dark compared to the tea bag that you'd get from herbal tea, which has a lighter background. And both these are useful for different purposes. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. The next thing, once you've actually got your tea bag cut and it's opened like this and you've trimmed away the edges, is just simply to use a glue stick and glue it onto a piece of card so that you can work with that very easily. You want to make sure that it's well glued down, and if your tea bags are particularly wrinkled, I actually iron them. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but I do iron them just so that it's easier to work with. I'm going to use some stamps today to create with this, and these are just simply little gel stamps which you get on a sheet. And because my background color here is actually quite a dark one, I'm going to work with a black ink, and I'm going to use a fairly solid shape like this little bird. So I'm just going to invert the stamp and turn it so that I can see it and dab the ink on so that it's well covered. If you have not done a lot of stamping and you're uncertain of how it works, then just try it out a couple of times on a piece of paper and you'll soon get the hang of it. So because my stamp holder here is clear, I can turn this over and see where I'm going to position it. And I'm going to put my little bird down, and then I'm going to press firmly onto this. I find sometimes with the gel stamps, if you don't press firmly all over, you don't get a nice clean image. So there you are. Very, very simple to get a nice image onto your stamp. And this little one that I've left finished now with the ink, I'm not going to print anymore. I'm just going to simply pop this into a bowl of water while I continue, and the ink won't then get dried. These inks that I'm using are water-based inks. They're pigment inks, just these little tiny little boxes that you get at the craft store. Okay, so the next thing to do would be to take some double-sided tape, which is a great favorite if you're working with cards, and put a few little tabs of that on the back, and then you're able to then put this down onto a piece of card like that to be able to work. Okay, so the process of actually making the card is very simple. So what I'd like to do now is just to talk you through some ideas and show you what I've done with various things. So this is a card made just with a simple black stamp, as I have done just now. And you'll see that that shows up very nice and easily, firstly because it's a solid shape and it's black on a dark background. If you had to use a very sort of light colored stamp or one that's got lots of spaces, it wouldn't show up so easily. The second card I've done here is a little stamp of a cat, and on this one here I've gone in with some gel pens, and I've just simply picked up some colors to make that a little bit more fun. I've done a similar one with the birthday cake stamp. Also just used some gel pens to color those in and make it a little bit more accessible and make it more fun for you to actually do. Then this last one that I have here, I had a flower stamp, which is this one here, you can see it, and I stamped it twice over the same spot. And then this is a little embellishment that I made just with a punching up a piece of an old book that I had that was just falling apart, and I've used that as an embellishment. You could also use something like a rectangular stamp or a square stamp and stamp it one way first horizontal and then at a diagonal angle, and then take a little embellishment like that to embellish your cards. So I hope you feel inspired. Here are a few ideas of what you can do with your old tea bags, and there are plenty more things that you can do. So please just subscribe to my channel and you'll get the latest notifications of what you can do. Other projects, some to do with decoupage, some to do with making bookmarks, some making tea light candle holders. So please join me. I'd love to see you again. Thanks for now. Bye.